Inside a dinner party with marijuana on the menu.
How much THC is inside of your product.
Chef Jasmine Moore is putting the last-minute touches on her meal. The table is set, and the guests are starting to arrive to the private home near National Harbor for a meal that's anything but ordinary.
Scallion oil, and this is all infused here. So that's when a lot of our clientele comes to find us, is they're looking for approachable ways to introduce cannabis, and what better way is like a dinner party.
Each course is infused with cannabis. Chef Jazz says you'll feel the equivalent of having a few glasses of wine by the end of the meal.
Most of my dinner parties, I kind of say it's around 2 glasses of wine, like a nice red wine. Not too much. I always say this, you don't have to be high to be healthy. If that's your thing, that's fine, but overdoing it, I'm starting to see that way too much.
For her, this is a labor of love. Chef Jazz went to culinary school in Baltimore, but thought it would all be derailed by Crohn's disease that caused digestive problems so severe she could barely eat. She says cannabis helped her overcome the symptoms and turned her career in a new direction. Her business, the Green Panther Chef, specializes in cooking with cannabis.
I have been a closet user for quite some time, and so I was very apprehensive to come out the cannabis closet, like I say. And the reason being is because of just like the pushback and how you look and everything like that. But I really feel as though that I have something to say in this space, and it helps people.
She invited us to join her guests on the journey. They can relax with friends without the fear of a hangover. More people want alternatives to alcohol. In a recent Gallup poll, 39% of Americans say 1 to 2 drinks is unhealthy. That's a record high number. Cannabis could be just what they're looking for.
It just helps people unwind. A lot of times we have a lot of things going on in our day-to-day life. Sometimes we get a little tense, and when you come to these events, you definitely want to be able to vibe and experience.
Dinner party guest Shardell Kenny wants to take away the stigma.
Cannabis helps, bring down the anxiety and, helps you just enjoy what's going on. Just laughing and enjoying everybody's company, whether they know them or not.
We're not stoners, we're business owners.
Fellow guest Diana Lawson runs her own travel company focused on cannabis-friendly getaways and experiences.
When I checked all the boxes, I just took a leap. And it hasn't been easy because we're still in a gray area. It's a $17 billion business, like currently estimated. And I will say there's fewer than, if I was really being generous, there's fewer than 10 of my type of businesses in the country.
So thank you so much. It's really a time of year that we love to bring everyone in and kind of like reflect.
As we move to the dinner table, Chef Jazz leads the conversation.
So what better way to do that than over cannabis?
But the food is the star of the show.
Starting you off with our butternut squash soup,
followed by a roasted pear salad.
I want to ask everybody how the food is, how you're enjoying it.
It's delicious. Well, thank you. Thank you.
As a mom of many children who don't get to go often, this is amazing for me right now.
Chef Jazz has her own cookbook and enjoys teaching others how to cook with cannabis. She hopes marijuana will eventually be allowed to expand to restaurant menus in Maryland.
There are a lot of, especially in Maryland, new cafes or new restaurants who just want to have something cannabis related, but they want to make sure they do it right.
It just tastes better with weed. Like, I can taste it, and it's so beautifully crafted around it.
It just, and because of how she put it together, too.
Call it an elevated dining experience when marijuana is on the menu. Mike Helgren, WJZ.
I think that's going to take off.
Oh, I think so, too.
I think so. I'm sure somebody's watching it saying that's what we're missing for Thanksgiving
I have
dinner.
heard of no one else doing this. Chef Jazz, you are on to something, a unique experience for sure.